Good morning. We live here in New York City. I'm with my friend Cheese, Chi, and Surfer. And the question of the day is, I'm getting confused about this levels of. I know they go from 100 to 900, and where does it go from there? Candidate master, FIDE master. I don't understand it. Can you? Because this young lady right here, she was just asking me a question about the level of chess.
There's
So,
levels to the shit.
so after you get from 2,000, where do we go? Candidate master.
So what happens is 2,000 plus 5 tournaments over 2,200 is candidate master. So you could be
FIDE though.
FIDE candidate master is if you break 2,300 FIDE, which are 2,200, right? 2,200 FIDE, which is just beast. That's like 2,300 USCF. So that's like above national master. So FIDE is the World Chess Federation, which basically means that they're the shit, and then everybody else is like, "Can we be like FIDE?" And then, but then you have your national federations that.
I'm kind of confused here. Let me see. Let's start from the top. I know the top is Super Grandmaster, and then I go from Grandmaster, and I go to International Master. So what's below International Master?
So just take it like this: to be a FIDE master, you need to be over 2,200. To be a CM, a candidate master, you need to be over 2,200 FIDE. FIDE master is over 2,300 FIDE. International master is over 2,400 FIDE, and grandmaster is over 2,500 FIDE.
Oh wow! And Surfy, I know you work for
Then you get to the super grandmaster.
What's the grandmaster you work for?
Oh yeah, you gotta get.
I work for Maxim Deluge.
And he's like what? So he got to be like 2,600 then, right?
Well, his current feed is about 2,560.
2,560.
But you got to understand, he was 2,560 in 1985. At that time, the FIDE ratings were very hard to get.
Exactly.
So FIDE in 1985 had a policy saying that we have to be more lenient because all countries should have a grandmaster. Way back then, there were only a handful amount of GMs, only Russia, Americans, few European Eastern blocs. So FIDE started becoming more lenient. And so when you compare a GM, any grandmaster who got a GM title in the 80s versus now, those guys had to. So in order to become a GM, you need 2 GM norms.
Right.
To get a GM norm, you have to play tournament 3 GM norms. And imagine in those days, there were only handful.
So let me ask you one question. So would it be safe to sit and say that Robert James Fischer would just mop the floor with Magnus Carlsen in their prime?
So here's the thing. People talk about Magnus Carlsen being the greatest of all
Being
time.
the GOAT.
But here's the thing. Magnus Carlsen had all the resources of the modern world.
So he said he had a team.
He had a team.
Robert didn't have no team.
Fischer didn't have a computer. Fischer didn't have a stockfish. In fact, he was the stockfish.
So you're saying that Fischer would mop the floor with Magnus Carlsen?
Why don't you do something? Give the same resources back in time to Paul Morphy. He would be a monster.
And what do you think about that? Who would you think? In their prime, Fischer or Magnus?
You know, I'm a Magnus fan, so I mean, I
Magnus?
love them both, but
And let's ask.
Magnus is a beast.
The only thing that's important is nowadays NYU that's standing behind me wants to make a law that you could just identify as a grandmaster and be a grandmaster.
Okay, but who's the
So
best?
I identify
Who's
as
the
the world
GOAT?
champion right now.
Okay, so Fischer
Right.
or Magnus?
Fischer would beat the shit out of Magnus.
Okay.
Straight up.
So, young lady, does that answer your question?
It does answer my question.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you,
a lot, guys.
No, but I need to say something.
Hold on,
Oh,
put the camera on.
And
Put the camera on.
this is where I wanted to say something. Why I like Marty a lot, because I tell people, people tells me, you see this guy
I'm going back
Marty
to
in
work.
New York, Washington Square Park? I'm like, yeah. Well, is he a master or something? I'm like, no, he's probably a strong expert, probably a CM. He's like, then why does he act like he's the boss? Because he is the boss. He's like, how so? So I said, there are 10 billion people on Earth, and there are only like 2,000 grandmasters. That's a very low ratio, right?
Yeah.
Very low.
But what Marty does is, he doesn't promise anybody you're going to become a master, but he inspires. And that is what is missing from this world. Inspiration.
Inspiration.
True.
You need to inspire people.
Yeah.
You need to give them a hope. Whether they make it or not, that's not the point.
Yeah.
You inspire, people get interested,
Yeah.
and they'll
So,
love
young
the game.
lady, have you been inspired today?
I'm inspired.
You learn how to
want to
play-
learn chess now.
Oh my goodness, great. I'm good. Okay, guys, we live here in New York City. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye,
Goodbye.
New York City.
All right.